Welcome to Akhara Study. Today, we're opening up the West Bengal Board Class 5 English syllabus. Right at the top of the page, we find our focus. Lesson 8, Buildings to Remember. A historical monument is a surviving record of a past culture. Every layer of brick carries a trace of the people who built it, preserving specific events of their time for us today. Many of these records are famous throughout India. Think of the towering heights of the Kutan, the Golden Temple in Amritsar, or the Charminar in Hyderabad. But we don't have to look across the country to find a powerful story. Right here in West Bengal, one specific building holds a history involving a collision between empires and a single, inexplicable event that saved thousands of lives. Our journey begins on a school bus headed from Chandanagar toward the town of Bandel. On board are Mita, her 24 classmates, and their history teacher, all traveling to see one of these living records firsthand. The students are on their first major trip. According to our textbook's word trove, this is an outing. While the class is quiet, Mita is the exception, falling outside the general rule, showing keen or sharp interest. Her classmate Sunita isn't as convinced. She asks the teacher a fair question. With so many places they could have visited for fun, why choose an old church? The teacher explains that while we visit places for enjoyment, these trips also help us gather details about the history and culture of the people who came before us. She describes the church as a memorial, a structure erected in memory of a massive historical turning point. When the bus finally stops, the students stand before the high gates of the Bandel Church. Amina looks up at the architecture and asks if this is the same building that was first put up in 1599. To find the answer, we have to look back to 1579. The Mughal Emperor Akbar gave Portuguese traders permission to build a town in Hooghly, and their ships soon arrived on these riverbanks. By 1599, Augustinian monks arriving from Goa had successfully built the original church. But the peaceful settlement didn't last. A shift in power led to a violent conflict over this exact ground, testing the survival of everyone standing on it. The original church was eventually destroyed when the forces of the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan moved against the Hooghly settlement. The textbook defines this military action as a siege, surrounding a town to cut off its supplies. Father Joan de Cruz and thousands of others were taken as prisoners to the Akhara fort, where they were brought directly before the emperor to face his judgment. Shah Jahan ordered a terrifying punishment. The prisoners were to be stood before ferocious or fierce elephants and crushed. Then something happened that no one could explain. Instead of attacking, a massive elephant stopped its charge and bowed down before Father Joan da Cruz, as if it were asking for mercy. Stunned by what he saw, the emperor's anger turned into awe. He set the prisoners free and provided the land and funds to rebuild the church in 1633. Back in the present day, the students look at the church with new eyes. They realize they are standing in front of the modified version of that 1633 reconstruction. They spend the rest of the day exploring the physical evidence of this history, from the prayer hall and the cemetery to the tall mast of a ship standing in the courtyard. They find a huge clock with 4 faces, a mechanical witness to the centuries that have passed since the church was rebuilt. As they explore, they've also mastered their lesson vocabulary. The outing that brought them here, Mita's keen interest, the siege of the settlement, and the ferocious elephant that showed mercy. As the 25 students board the bus to head home, they leave feeling enriched. They've learned that these old buildings aren't silent. They are full of stories waiting for someone to listen. That brings us to the end of Lesson 8. Thank you for joining Akhara Study. If this helped you with your English syllabus, please leave a like, share the video, and subscribe for more deep dives in